bought a ticket for the early ride, with nothing but my heavy pride. The asphalt is hard and the air is cold, doing what I'm told, getting old. I look back and the rain has come, wash the tracks where I started from. My heels are clicking on the stone, a rhythm that I call my own. This road only goes one way, no matter what I try to say. The mud fills up the holes I made, the debts I owe I can't retrace, just a ghost in a different place. Can't go back, no. I remember how the garden grew before the winter pulled us through. I wanted more than a kitchen chair and a life that wasn't really there. Now the bridge is burned and gone, and the morning is coming on. The wheels are turning in the dirt, pushing past the same old hurt. This road only goes one way, no matter what I try to say. The mud fills up the holes I made, the debts I owe I can't retrace, just a ghost in a different place. I tried to turn around last night, but the sky was black and the moon was white. But the sky was black and the moon was bright. There wasn't a sign or a familiar tree, just the miles between you and me, between you and me. This road only goes one way, no matter what I try to say. The mud fills up the holes I made, the debts I owe I never paid. I'm leaving prints I can't retrace, just a ghost in a different place. One way, one way, one way. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. The tracks are gone, the tracks are gone. One way. The jasmine winds around the wire, small and white against the wood. It smells of June and salt and rain, just the way you said it would. The blue is only here to break. The bloom is here to break. I find a feather by the door, a piece of wing the wind has left. The garden grows despite the grief beneath the stone and iron step. The bloom is only here to break. The bloom is here to break. Your boots are resting on the porch, the leather cracked and gray with age. I watch the water hit the dust and settle on the empty stage. The blue is only here inside the mud. I hold the scent inside my lungs and let it settle in my blood. Settle in the clay. Settle in the clay. Wait for the rain. Settle in the bone. Settle in the clay. I took the flint from my heel to spark a fire for your hearth. Now the ground feels closer when I walk the winter path. I gave the wool from my coat to keep the frost off your skin. The wind is a sharp reminder of the shape I used to be in. The lessons cost a little skin. I let the river take the bank so your boat could find the tide. The water pulled the red clay from my own quiet side. I am a smaller hill today, worn down by what I lent. The grass grows thin and silver where the heavy years went. The lessons cost a little skin. The map is drawn in white lines across the palms of my hands. I am the mountain and the dust. I am the shifting sands. I carved a handle for your axe from the marrow of my bone. You built a house of cedar while I slept on the cold ground. There is a peace in being used until the grain is finally true. I gave away the forest just to clear a view for you. The lessons cost a little skin. I took the flint from my heel. The lessons cost a little skin. Now the ground is very close. Lessons cost a little skin. I spent the morning chasing ghosts of who I should be. The weight of every hour presses on my skin. I search for grand designs and stars to follow, but the sky is far too wide for me to win. Maybe purpose is the breath I'm taking now, in the silence where the heart begins to slow, or the distant heights. It's the beauty of the broken parts I show. The afternoon is fading on the garden wall. There is comfort in the way the colors change. I don't need a map to find a sense of peace. The grace is in the simple and the strange. Maybe purpose is the breath I'm taking now. silence where the heart begins to slow, or the distant heights. It's the beauty of the broken parts I show. Ticking of the clock, surrendering the need to be so perfect. The spirits and the struggle and the trying. I finally feel the weight begin to drop. Every silence where the heart and tender moment. It is enough living with purpose. Linen bears the salt of several generations. My vertebrae are heavy like wet cedar logs. The damp morning air, taste of iron and silt. I am dough crocheting with the ache in my tendons. Try again. The mattress is a shallow grave of wool. Try again. I am peeling the sleep from my eyelids. Is a ritual of slow and deliberate violence. Outside the window, the kingfisher is hunting above the brackish water of the tidal creek. The basalt cliffs are stained with orange lichen, and the hawkweed is blooming in the gravel. The sun arrives not as a sudden grace, but as a blunt instrument of the horizon. A brave sight. It is an unblinking eye of ancient indifference, compelling the hemlock to stretch toward the zenith. I must reassemble the architecture of my posture, one calcified joint at a time in the cold. The floorboards offer a prehistoric resonance, while I drape the heavy wool across my shoulders. It is the theology of the kitchen kettle, the prayer of the water, finding the boil, carry the weight. There is no forgiveness in the spinning earth, only the terrible endurance of the revolving light. Mother's hands were mapped with these veins. She also carried the burden of the recurrence. We are a lineage of the tired and the woken, searching for meaning in the grain of the wood, searching for meaning in the grain of the wood. The day is a heavy tapestry to be hung. I will stand until the sun finds the floor. One more time, I will walk into the cruel mercy of beginning. The weight is the proof that I am here. The light is the debt that I am paying. I am paying. I watch the steam rise off the porcelain cup. The sun came through the blinds in narrow lines. I checked the garden for the early spring, waiting for the feeling to begin. I keep my house as tidy as a page, but peace is hard to find at any age. Finding happiness in life is a heavy stone to roll. It is the light behind a curtain I can't pull. Just when I think I have it in my hand, it turns to mist before I wore my heavy boots against the rain. The neighbors talked about the local news. I searched their faces for a hidden clue. They looked so sure of what they needed most. I'm just a ghost inside a warm-lit coat. Finding happiness in life is a heavy stone to roll. It is the light behind a curtain I can't pull. Just when I think I have it in my hand, it turns to mist before I understand. Maybe I am looking for a mountain peak when I should be looking at my feet. I try to force a smile to make it real, but I can't manufacture how I feel. Finding happiness in life is a heavy stone to roll. It is the light behind a curtain I can't pull. Just when I think I have it in my hand, it turns to mist before I understand. The kettle's whistling in the other room. I'll go back inside soon. Always just a step on this in life. The morning comes with heavy gray to start another lonely day. I wake up and I wonder how to make it through. I wonder how to make it through the here and now. My breath is just a rhythm slow, with nowhere left for me to go. Tell me what it is to be caught between the wind and sea, searching for a spark of light to justify this long cold night. Is there a meaning I can hold before the fire starts turning cold? I watch the mountain touch the blue, the way the river travels through. The world is moving in its grace, while I am searching for my place. I try to find a sign in stone to tell me I am not alone. Tell me what it is to be caught between the wind and sea, searching for a spark of light to justify this long cold night. Is there a meaning I can hold before the fire starts turning cold? I'm reaching for a higher hand, beyond the things I understand. Let the silence finally break for every heavy step I take. Give me one reason to believe there is more than just the need to breathe. Tell me what it is to be caught between the wind and sea, searching for a spark of light to justify this long cold night. Is there a meaning I can hold before the fire starts turning cold? Just the need to breathe. I am still searching. Oh, the ache of it all. Searching. watch the garden turn to mud. There's a pull inside my heavy chest, like the rising of a flood. I've been sitting by this window pane since the light began to fade. Oh, I'm looking for a life beyond limits, where the water meets the salt and sand. But I'm tethered to the willow trees and the edges of this narrow land. Just a river running through the dark, trying to find a place to stand. I know the way the current bends. I've memorized the silt and stone. Every year the banks get tighter now, and I'm looking for a home that doesn't have a fence or wall, or a roof to keep me small. Oh, I'm looking for a life beyond limits, where the water meets the salt and sand. But I'm tethered to the willow trees and the edges of this narrow land. Just a river running through the dark, trying to find a place to stand. The ocean doesn't have a name, it just opens up its arms. I wanna lose the shape I've made, safe from any kind of harm. Oh, I'm looking for a life beyond limits, where the water meets the salt and sand. But I'm tethered to the willow trees and the edges of this narrow land. Just a river running through the dark, trying to find a place to stand. Just flowing down, waiting for the tide to take me home, to the wide, wide blue. The liquid amber stanches the bleeding sky with leaves of ochre and bruised violet. I am sitting on a porch of rotting cedar, witnessing the day's slow and beautiful atrophy. My eyes are sieves catching nothing but dust. The atmosphere is heavy with the scent of damp earth and impending expiration. I am a tax monist of this fading light. The horizon is a line of cooling iron, forged in the kiln of a dying afternoon. I try to memorize the specific frequency of the vesper sparrow's final lamentation before the hemlocks swallow the remaining light. It is a frantic thievery of the senses, a desperate inventory of a dissolving world, an inventory of dissolving world. Each second is a currency I cannot spend, falling like silver through a hole in my pocket. There is no mercy in the planetary tilt, only the mechanics of an unfeeling orbit. I hold my breath until my lungs ache, wanting to pause the aperture of the world. But the pigments are already surrendered and tied. The air is thickened with a sharp chill as the asclepius petals fold into themselves. Everything is closing. The inherence of the sun is finally spent, leaving only the cold amber of the stars. I am a witness to a magnificent erasure, a solitary mourner at a celestial funeral. The night arrives with its absolute weight, and I am wake up and I choose the face that everyone can trust. I pull the curtains back and shake away the dust. I've got the words down right, I never miss a beat, but there's a ghost of me walking down the street. Oh, I'm dying in the light of the art of living well. I built a house of stone and I made myself a cell. I'm smiling till it breaks. I'm strongest apart I play behind a heavy wall. The art of living well. I told you I was fine, I lied and said I'm whole, but the effort of the life is taking every toll. I'm tired of the dance, I'm weary of the grace. I'm looking for the girl who used to own this space. Oh, I'm dying in the light of the art of living well. I built a house of stone and I made myself a cell. I'm smiling till it breaks. I'm strong until I fall behind a heavy wall. The art of living well. I wanna tear the roof off, I wanna feel the rain, to show you something real, even if it's pain. I'm more than just a picture, I'm more than just a name. I'm burning in the center of this perfect frame. Oh, I'm dying in the light of the made myself a cell. I'm smiling till it breaks. I'm strongest the part I play. I'm tired of the art, so tired. Living well, just a part I play. Ooh, living